Hey, love. Welcome to the podcast. This is a space where we are done pretending that in order for you to achieve the goals, the dreams, the desires that you have deep aching within your heart, that you have to do it like men. We are done playing by the rules that were not really designed for us in the first place. The ones that say that our bodies, our menstrual cycles don't exist, that business has to be hard, that we have to hustle hard in order to achieve what we want. In this space, business gets to feel so freaking good. We get to ride with the waves of what your body is actually asking you to do, what deep down in your soul you know that you were here and called to do. As a woman who has been there, done that, and hustled my way through so much, forced myself, built a business like a man for many, many years, here is what I know to be true. You don't need another strategy. You don't need more discipline. You don't need to be more consistent. And you definitely don't need to just work harder. You need rhythm. You need safety within the body. You need the business that's going to feel so freaking good and that moves with you and with the laws of the universe. On this podcast, we're going to talk about what it really looks like to lead as a woman. We talk about menstrual cycles, money, identity, visibility, power, building wealth, and really ultimately becoming the kind of woman who doesn't need permission to go after her dreams or to take up space in this world. So take a deep breath and let's build the life that you desire the feminine way. OMG, this last retreat knocked the socks off of every retreat I've ever done, like in so many ways. And I say this every time going into the retreat that it's going to be my last one. I'm not going to do one next year. And then I get into the retreat and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Why would I say that I'm not going to do this again next year? And it is exactly what happened this time around. But I'm holding myself to that this time. So I did a little bit of a debrief in Voxer with a friend of mine after I came home from the retreat, just sharing some of the things that were takeaways, some of the things I was feeling, what actually led up to selling out this retreat, and some of the lessons that I've learned in hosting retreats and just holding containers and spaces for people in general. And as I was sharing it with her, she voxed me back and was like, dude, you need to make a podcast episode about this. Like, people want to hear this. People want to know this. So here we are. If you have any desire to ever host a retreat or an event of any sort, like, you'll definitely want to listen to this episode. And even if you don't, if you're just still in online business and kind of want the inside scoop on kind of the roller coaster of what it can feel like sometimes as an online business owner and what I went through and how I processed that and then how I came out on the other side. So we're going to take you back. Okay. So first off, I probably about 3 months ago was feeling very scarce mindset around this retreat. I had nobody signed up. I really didn't start promoting it a ton until probably around 3 months ago. But when I started promoting it, I did not have a lot of traction right away. And there was a part of me that thought, okay, what if I just skip this year? Notoriously, every year leading up to filling these spots, it really tests and stretches my scarcity mindset and like how much I trust God and the universe to like fully show up and do their part of the work when I'm, doing my part of the work. Because when you host a retreat like I do, there's a lot of money that goes out on the front end. So I'm paying for the venue, I'm paying for food, I'm paying for any sort of speakers or events or things like that are ahead of time. And so there's a lot of money that goes out ahead of time, and then you're waiting for spots to fill in order to recoup that money and then hopefully make a profit off of it. And so when I was about 3 months ahead and was looking at that, I was not getting a whole lot of traction and interest on the retreat. There was a moment when I did question whether or not I should cancel this year's retreat. And I kind of played with it a little bit. And I remember box messaging a friend of mine, I Vox a lot. That's kind of why I'm coming back to the podcast of just listening and talking in my car because that's how I Vox and it's really enjoyable for me. So I Voxed another friend and I told her, I said, if I don't sell 3 spots by this date, I am going to postpone this retreat. I kind of set myself like an ultimatum of this. It felt really good for me of knowing like, okay, I'm not just going to keep stretching my timeline. Like I had, deadlines that I had on my end of when I could cancel the venue or cancel food or like any of those things, right? Like I had pieces on my end that if I needed to cancel, I needed to cancel before those dates. And so I felt like 3 people coming in would give me the reassurance that I needed in order to keep going forward with this retreat. And so, I mean, I will tell you that it legit was probably up until the very last moment of that deadline that I filled those 3 spots. And once I filled those 3 spots, there was something internally that shifted for me that went into this retreat is going to be 100% sold out now. Like, there's no doubt in my mind, like this is going to happen. I am filling this retreat. I am going to fulfill it in the best possible way. Like it became this, I'm 100% in this and I'm 100% in on filling those spots where before
Yeah.
that, like I said, I was kind of in this gray zone of do I cancel? Do I not? Do I cancel? Do I not? Do I like kind of going back and forth? But once I kind of met that moment, that aha moment and like made that decision that these spots were going to be full, I held that energy all the way up until the end. And when I say I held that energy all the way to the end, I mean the week before. So, like 6 days before this retreat, I'm at the dollar store picking up the bags for their gift bags and like all of their things and grabbing a few things. Like we did a rage retreat or rage experience. And so I picked up poo noodles and all these things at the dollar store. As I'm picking up these things in my mind, I'm thinking I am getting quantities for a sold out retreat. Like there are going to be people filled in these spots. And at that point, a week before the retreat, I had 2 spots left still. But I held that energy. Like I knew that those 2 spots were going to be filled no matter what. And it may have looked a little scrappy in some moments, like reaching out to people and connecting and like how I was going to fill those spots. But then things always just work out, right? When you hold that energy and you know that it's going to happen, it does. And so I had one person who had previously come to the retreat. She came and like last minute came, decided to come. And then my husband comes home from massage that he goes to this massage school and he was like, "Hey, I just had the best massage at the massage school I've ever had. And I think that she would be a great fit for your retreat. And I think she's interested." No joke, less than 12 hours later, she said yes. And we negotiated like her coming and being able to give everybody at the retreat a massage and like this whole thing. And so, up until the very end, literally, I think that she booked her spot probably 5 days before the retreat start date. This is not the first time that this has happened. There have been times before the same thing has happened. 5 days before somebody comes, and both times those 2 people who've said yes, like 5 days before the retreat, are the most like perfect cap on the retreat. Like I could not even imagine the retreat without either of those 2 people. Well, honestly, like can't imagine the retreat with any of them. But when I think like, gosh, this person came at the last moment and said yes. And then I think like what would it have been like without this last person in here? I can't even imagine because they were just like so beautifully fit into the container and like the space and it just like completed the whole energy. And so I say that like that lesson number 1 is that when you set the intention and you hold the energy, like freaking hold the energy because I knew that that person was still coming. Like energetically, I knew that there was someone in that spot and she did complete the container. Like the space. When I say container, but like the whole space, like the retreat, the experience, right? Like her being there totally made like it feel complete. Like I can't imagine it without her at this point in time. So one is hold the energy. The lesson that I'm taking out of that too is how do I hold that energy in all areas of my business, right? This part of my business has a deadline. It had a time constraint. There's somebody, I'm hosting a retreat, like it's very time constrained. And so there is this energy of there's an end date to it. And so holding that space and holding that like it is done, it is done, it is done, it is done is so much easier with that energy, with that time constraint on it. So the lesson I'm taking out of this is how do I hold that energy of it is done every single month, when I'm looking at my goals, when I'm looking at everything in my business, like maintaining that same level of it is done, it is done, it is done in every area of my business. Okay. So that was lesson number one. Always hold that intention and go 100% in and hold the energy. Number two, every time I host these retreats, there's something in it that expands me, not just my people, right? It's not me just coming to this retreat and teaching and pouring into everybody. I tell them all on day one when we have our first little cacao ceremony and we set our intentions for the week. I let them all know that they are co creating the experience with me. I 100% believe that I am not I mean, like, I guess I'm a facilitator, but I'm not the expert. So you're not coming to the retreat for me to tell you or to do things to you or to create something. It's for all of us to co-create this magical experience with together. The retreat last year was like my first kind of oh my gosh experience with that, recognizing like there were things that happened at my Lake Arrowhead retreat that I had no idea were actually going to even happen. But it was because the container, the magic of each person being in that room and the questions that they asked and the relationships that they formed and things that helped open up and unlock total transformations and experiences that I had not planned. And so this year was also that, right? Like there was this essence of I'm co-creating this with the people in the room, and they are bringing their own unique gifts and skills and magic and energy. And as we come together, we create this really safe space for everybody to have their own transformation and to be able to dynamically interact with each other and fluidly change each other. Like I really do believe we all have gifts and tools and things that we're here to help gift to other people. And then it's in that gifting that we create what we really want to create in the world. But with that, one of the things that I brought into this container that I was knowing was going to be so expansive for myself, but also very expansive for my people was this photo shoot. You may have seen it on Instagram. I've been posting some of the photos. There are a lot of these photos that we have in this gallery that I will never be posting. There are a lot of photos that were completely nude. Like we had no clothes on in some of these photos. And I will be 100% honest, like me getting naked in front of a group of people, of other women, one is a little bit stretchy for me. Number two, doing that with a bunch of my clients is also extra stretchy. But three, I knew deep down that this was a next level expansion for myself and also was going to expand in the room because I know that so much of the work I've done up until this point has been really helping women tap into their menstrual cycles. And in that, it's this extra layer of tapping into our bodies and learning to love our bodies and learning to trust our bodies and learning to, embrace our sensuality, embrace our desires. Like one of the very first things that I have people do when they come inside your cycle advantage is go through 100 desires list, like tapping back into your womb energy, which is where everything, your source of desire and creativity and all of that sensuality lives, helping them tap back into that and then really creating this desires list. And so when I'm looking at like this experience of like really connecting with my body. I know you've heard me say over and over about how I've been going to dance class and that I've been using dance as my therapy this year. I knew that like having this experience and doing this photo shoot was going to be an extra layer of that sense of vulnerability, that connection and trust of my body, but not just connection and trust of my body in my own space, but in this sisterhood of other women too. And I knew that there was going to be a varying degree of what people felt comfortable with in terms of getting nude or not getting nude or, all of those things. And so I had intentionally bought a sarong for every woman as a gift, as a part of the retreat, knowing that in these photos, they could cover or uncover or whatever to any degree of fashion that they felt comfortable with, and that we could still have these beautiful, amazing photos. But what I didn't expect was the hesitation. I could sense there was some hesitation initially from some people. There were some people that were like totally open to it and ready for it. It was still expansive for them. But there were some you could tell were much more in that place of this is comfortable. I'm okay getting naked. I'm okay doing this photo shoot. And there were some that there was a little bit more hesitation. I would even say I probably was more in that boat on this camp of being in a little bit of a hesitation space. But as we went, and it just was this such a playful experience and such a joyful experience. Like all of us were laughing and having fun. And, it was quirky. Like we're in the pool and we're swimming with these sarongs, and the sarongs are like sometimes getting caught up in our legs. And we're like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And they're like going underwater and we're laughing, and all of the play of it, like there was no seriousness in any of it, created this magic. I think that it created this sense of trust, this sense of vulnerability, this place of pleasure, this place of fun, and this just rawness. Like I feel like the depth of connection that each of those women have after that experience, or after just being in the room in that whole time in that retreat, is unparalleled. Like there's an authenticity and a depth and a vulnerability and a level of connection that happens with people when you can allow yourself to be fully seen by another woman and it be okay, right? And so not only did we do that one where they were fully seen in a totally transparent, raw, vulnerable, nude way, but also, we did this experience where we actually looked at each other and breathed to each other and like looked each other in the eye and allowed each other, like our souls to be connected and our souls to be able to see each other. And just the intimacy that happened out of that experience. Like, I am forever honored. Like, I feel like it is such a great honor for me to be able to witness these experiences with people and to be able to be a part of these experiences with other women and to be able to walk through it with them. And I am eternally grateful for the women who do show up and say yes and are willing to go there. I think there's this layer of in our society of just like competition and comparison and, you know, just this facade of success in business and facade of like success in life and kids and being a good mom and all these things. And I am so grateful that I have women in my network, in my community, and in my space who are willing to actually have conversations that are really challenging. A lot of the women there, we talked about different backgrounds that we came from, different religious backgrounds that maybe we'd walked away from, or different experiences that we'd walked away from, abuse, rape, like all of these different experiences that we all show up with, right? Eating disorders and body images and body dysmorphia and all of infertility and like all of these things that us as women are carrying that we don't have to carry alone. There's a sisterhood behind us that's willing to support us and to sit with us in it. So, That was well, I guess it wasn't a lesson, but, like, there was a whole lot wrapped in that. I don't know if I could put it into one little lesson for you, but one, I'm eternally grateful and honored to be able to have walked through that, and also, I've learned that every retreat is an expansion of my own self too, like me being visible in different ways, being able to hold transformation in different ways, being able to hold containers in different ways, and just to be able to step into that was beautiful. The other thing that I really learned at this retreat was letting go of control and releasing that sense of responsibility. I, in the past, have had my sister or my daughter or, somebody come and really manage a lot of the food. And so there was still a lot of my oversight that I was having to kind of intervene in the midst of the process. And this year, I invited one of my friends who's also attended every single one of my retreats to come and be kind of that person for me. Like, right, we joked about it. She was my retreat wife the whole time. And there was a lot of wrestling internally for me of letting go of the responsibility of like being in the kitchen and or being in the back ends of things and like facilitating kind of the back ends and really just stepping into this place of receiving the gift of her being there and her doing it for me. And again, it just kinda goes into this, like, I opened up to the group. I'm like, "I'm gonna be honest, like, it's really stretching me and it's challenging me to be okay letting Millie be in the kitchen and me not being in the kitchen right now." Like, it's stretching me, it's testing me. I'm stepping into this place of being able to receive more help and more support and being able to let go of the responsibility of me having to control everything and me having to do everything. And I think that this is a huge lesson that I know I'm going to continue to go through as my business continues to expand and grow. And we have to, as leaders, right? We have to be able to release and relinquish control. We have to be able to relinquish responsibility to other people. And we also have to be willing to receive the gift of that they get to be able to provide and they get to be able to contribute their gifts and they get to be able to honor in their ways too. Like for every giver, there has to be a receiver. And so, in order for them to get the gift of being able to give, there has to be somebody willing to receive. And I think it's one of these beautiful things as women, as we step into receiving more. So many of us are such overgivers and we give and we give and we give and we give and we give. But inherently, as women, we are naturally receivers, right? We receive sperm in our vaginas, we create life out of that, and then we birth that life out into the world. And we have these amazing, wonderful human beings or maybe ideas or projects or whatever it is, right? We are people, we receive, and then we create life out of that receiving. We create impact out of that receiving. And so, yeah, like just for me, it was this big lesson in receiving that support and receiving that gifting from somebody else. There were so many lessons and so many things that I could continue to just rattle and talk about so much in this place of what came out of this retreat. And I think one of the biggest things that it really reinforced for me is my own gifting and my own skills and like what I'm here to do in the world. And I know each of us have different things and we each are designed to build our businesses in different ways. It's like what I really love helping women do is like tap into what is your way to build a business? Like, how do you want to build a business? And what are your skills in that? And one of the things I've really learned is that it's in those types of containers that my magic really truly comes through. It really truly is. It's in the containers that are in person that allow me to facilitate this like energetic work, the breath work, the conversations, the experiences. It's like how do I tap into that in any other way? Like there's just so much magic that comes. I remember a few years ago at my Sedona retreat, that was one of the big lessons I walked away out of that was that I'm not a teacher and necessarily like a content person. I'm a facilitator. Like I hold space and facilitate amazing, massive transformations for people and help them shift the way they view the world or shift the way they're functioning or let go of structures and paradigms that are keeping them stuck and trapped and help them permission themselves and love themselves and trust themselves. Like that is where my magic really lies. And in that is where they go on to create so much magic in the world. Like it's at the time of this recording, it's only been like a week since the retreat. And I've seen each of the women stepping up so boldly in so many beautiful ways, like launching new offers, putting new content things out there, launching new podcasts, like letting go of offers, like completely radically shifting the ways in which they're functioning and what they're doing in their businesses. And for me, I know that that is my sweet spot. That is where I'm designed to really work with women is in these like higher level containers and really supporting them in this deeper, deeper, deeper work and breakthroughs. And I this year announced to them while they were there that the vision that I have going forward is really to work with women in this capacity, in this fashion on a much deeper level. So I am officially announcing that I have a new offer in my suite called Overflow. And the design and the intention behind Overflow is really to help the women inside that create an overflow of abundance in literally every area of their life. Because it's not just about creating business success. It's not just about, our health. It's not just about our families. It's like, how do we as a whole live our lives from this place of so much overflow that we wake up every single day and it feels so rich. It feels so juicy. It feels so good. It feels amazing, right? And in that, when we operate from that place, that's when we begin attracting opportunities like podcasts or new clients or speaking events or collaborations or any of those types of things, we wake up feeling the most amazing in our bodies. Like we dance, we sing, we play, we go have fun, we say yes to life and all these things and still feel so connected to our partners and our kids and don't feel like we're sacrificing anything. Like I know this word balance oftentimes gets thrown around and like when balance doesn't exist. And I really do believe like the cycle and rhythm and that rhythmicity really does help us create balance. But I'm tired of us just getting by of like, how do we balance everything? How do we get through our days feeling balanced? I'm like, no, I want everybody to feel this sense of overflow, the overflow of time and overflow of energy and overflow of money. Like it is freaking time for women to have more wealth in their hands because good people with wealth do amazing good things in the world. And that's you. I know that is you. And so I've had a lot of offers over my time in business that have ranged from self-study, like just downloads, audio programs, group coaching, you name it. I've done everything. I've been a part of everything. But this is the first offer I've ever done where I'm going to be working with people one to one in addition to group support. Really diving into how do we make those shifts for you? How do we transform your life and help you get into a place where it does feel like an overflow? Your business has money coming in, it has leads coming in. You feel amazing with your business. You've let go of these metrics or marketing things that don't really matter to you, and you feel just lit up by what you're doing. Again, your family feels amazing. Your health feels amazing. Like everything, you just wake up with so much joy in your life. And that is my intention. So, Overflow is, like I said, this new offer that I'm putting out. It is going to be capped at 5 women because of the level of intensity and depth that I want to work with these women with. It's not just going to be very surface level, like you get certain number of coaching calls or you get whatever. It's like you and I get to work together, like intimately. It's a mentorship. It's a space where I really want to help you go on this journey. So it comes with Voxer access. And like I said at the beginning, that I've gotten to this place of every time before I host my retreat, I say, I'm not going to host the retreat again. I've officially decided I am not going to actually release and open the doors to my retreats going forward. It will only be available to those inside of Overflow. And so the next retreat we're going to host is going to be in Sedona. It's going to be focused on embodied wealth. Like, how do you embody more wealth? How do you open your capacity to receive more wealth? How do you step into this wealthy woman era? Like, help you create this like wealthy woman activation that your life is operating from this place of being so rich and juicy and abundant and delicious and all of these amazing, wonderful words that I could throw in. So, 2 retreats in the year with Overflow and Voxer access with me. So, you basically have access to communicate like this with me anytime you need it. So, when you're in those moments, when you're feeling stuck, when the luteal phase hits and you're spiraling out, you have somebody in your back pocket to really help support you. Number 1. Number 2, I'm also very much this year, like I'm wanting to help hold people accountable to actually getting your business moving. Like, let's actually freaking go. I know how easy it is for us to like put something out there and test it for a little while and then feel like maybe it wasn't working or not doing what it was or whatnot. And we go on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And it's like, I want to help pick the spinach from your teeth, the spinach that you don't see, and help you stay the course so that you actually get the results you're looking for. I see so many women holding themselves back in this way, myself included. And it helps so much to have somebody who's there watching you as a secondary third party that can say, you have so got this and you are on the right path. Like, keep going. Maybe just tweak these things here. Maybe shift these things there. Okay. Plus, I'm going to help every single quarter. We're going to map out your whole quarter so that it aligns with the energy of the seasons. You're going to feel so good. You're going to be able to take holidays off, vacations off, like actually create the structures in your business that allow you to do that. And you will also get access to everything inside your Cycle Advantage and the Flow Collective. And so the group, the community, the support, like all of our embodiment calls, our breath work, our somatics, like literally everything in there. I can guarantee that when you say yes to Overflow 1 year from now, you will be 100% a different person. You will. Your life will never be the same after you've gone through Overflow. So, like I said, I am opening this up for a small handful of women because I want to work with you so in-depthly and intimately and help you be able to really create that. So, if that's you and you are looking for an overflow of literally everything in your life, more money, more time, more spaciousness, more ease, more health, more vitality, more sensuality, literally everything, then go over and apply right now. There's only 5 spots like that I'll be accepting because of the level of intimacy and support that I'm going to be providing for these people. And legit, if you factor in the value of just the two retreats, like it will be a steal of a deal. Like, trust me, you are going to get so much support and so much transformation over this year. The investment into this program will literally feel like a drop in a hat. So I am holding space for you that if this is the right fit for you, you will know it in your body, you will know it in your soul, you'll know it in your heart, in your womb, and trust yourself. Like, take the leap and just apply. There's zero pressure in actually applying. If it is the right fit for you, awesome. We will talk about that. And if it's not the right fit for you, I will 100% support you in finding what is the right fit for you right now. So, anyway, feeling so good, so rich, so juicy, so abundant, literally all of it. Take it today, receive it. And I hope that you walk away with today feeling just even a small fraction of that and the possibility of what it could be when you really truly step into that. So have a great rest of your day. All right, love, thank you so much for tuning into today's episode with me. It was such a pleasure and honor to be able to spend and hold space with you today. If you would love to dive into more, I invite you to grab a free copy of my book, Cycle Sync Your Business. You just head on over to reneefieck.com/free book, and you can grab that free copy. It'll ship directly to your door. Or you can go over to reneefieck.com/thefeminineWay to grab the first couple chapters on audiobook so you can listen on the go wherever you are, however you want. And if you're interested in learning more about how you can work with me inside your Cycle Advantage or the Awaken Retreat, I invite you to head on over to reneefieck.com and check both of those 2 programs out. With that, I will see you in the next episode. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day.